Now here's a treat for fashionistas and food lovers. Food brand Lucky Star has mixed things up with the local fashion label Chepa Streetwear to launch a creative clothing collaboration. It's called the Phatsimo collection, which means shine in Setswana. The exclusive range showcases a range of African streetwear style jackets and track pants infused with, you guessed it, Lucky Star brand colors. We joined now by founder and managing director of Chepa Fashion Streetwear, Dumi Mahlangu. Welcome and thank you so much for joining us. I'm excited, as you can tell, because fashion is one of those things that really brings out, I think, the colors, the aspirations and inspiration of Africa.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so Chepa, what does it stand for?
Chepa is it's a slang word. It's a 30 word, but where I grew up in Mamelodi, it just means to be stylish.
Okay. But before the fame and before Chepa, you were actually working a corporate job, a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Well, it was challenging. It was a great experience. You learned about business, you learned about processes, staff, HR, so it equipped me to be better at what I'm doing.
Yeah, and to be specific, this was in the insurance and investment banking space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is what you would advise to anybody wanting to pursue their dream and passion, to have the requisite skill sets, to be accountable and to make sure that your business is sustainable.
Yeah, I think that that really helps a lot. Some people, you know, they don't really have to. It's entrepreneurs are sometimes they're born. You know, it's just about the experience and what they're exposed to and how they can use their skills within their businesses.
Yeah.
But it's definitely an advantage.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the reviews on your website, and that is chepa.co.za. Chepa is spelled C-H-E-P-A. You know, your customers saying that the workmanship, the quality thereof, the feel of your clothing is just comfortable and warm, but also very unique.
It's a very big emphasis for us. Quality is very important because it's our reputation at the end of the day. And you want to wear a garment that you can be able to be proud of, you know. Customer service is also very important, and that's basically a brand.
Yeah, but the African print has evolved as well. I mean, we also draw from the rest of the continent. It's no longer you'll see shwe or, you know, just limited to South Africa. How do you source your fabrics?
So we source them outside of Africa, and we also source within, we source them outside of South Africa, and we also source within South Africa. But the innovation that comes with being a brand allows you to play around with different art styles, where you're able to fuse cultural influences and motifs, and then you're able to create your own print.
Yeah.
So we're exploring that for ourselves to basically create a print that speaks to us as a brand and to people.
I mean, I'm loving what you're wearing now. It's a very stylish, I wouldn't call it a tracksuit necessarily. There's probably a much more sophisticated, appropriate word to use it. So what are you wearing? So
this is our Phatsimo black range, and we've used a very velvety, smooth kind of texture. So if you can also feel it here. So we've taken the
At least
brand.
You gave me permission to touch you on my studio. Yeah. So you were saying?
So we've taken the different iconographies from Lucky Star and our brand, and we've put them together. And then it just basically came down to this entire creation.
Okay, networks and contacts are very important, especially when you're going to attract a famous brand's product, like a Lucky Star. We all know Lucky Star, the tin fish that has literally been a staple in our diet. How did that relationship come about?
It's a very mutual relationship. It did take some time for us to actually conceptualize this entire idea and be able to bring it to life. It did take quite a lot of trial and error, back and forth. But, you know, eventually we got to the point and we got to where we wanted to get to, and
I would have thought that the former Reserve Bank Governor and Finance Minister Tutu Mboweni would have been your first customer. We know how he loves his Lucky Star pill chat, as is demonstrated on his socials. But more seriously, the access to your clothing line, I mean, COVID-19 had a huge impact, not only in the retail space, but generally in all other sectors. How did you survive that phase?
We are very technologically influenced. So our brand, we live on digital spaces. So our key strategy is to drive that and be able to interact with our customers on that spaces. So during COVID, we used that strength because that's one of our biggest strengths.
Yeah.
And our customers bought online and were able to manufacture and deliver after basically lockdown.
So it is still a pre-order in terms of your sales, or do you manufacture ready to wear? Do you have a showroom, or is it strictly online?
Yes, our strategy is twofold. So you're able to come to our store and you're able to buy off the rail. And we also offer custom-made option. There are other items which are not readily available, so you'd wait about 5 days, and then we make to order and then we deliver to you. The best and most important thing, because we do know that as people, immediate gratification is always, at the top. So we try and make sure that we deliver on time, and we work with different couriers. So we try and also make sure that our value chain, is efficient at all times.
Okay. And your value chain, is that also largely localized? Because, there is a call for localizing either your materials or labor, etc. Or do you expand it even beyond our borders?
So we also ship out internationally. We've got customers in the UK, in Germany, in the US. So we do ship out worldwide to customers. And that's also the power of the internet. It allows you to speak to different peoples in different markets, and it's open 24/7. So it's like a shop that's basically open 24/7 that our customers can be able to buy from.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, you only started in earnest in 2017, but has the dream always been there for you? Or maybe your background? Do you have a background where you would see your mother or somebody sewing or cutting out patterns?
No. I never thought I'd be here, to be honest. I've always loved clothes. It's always been something which was from childhood, just love wearing beautiful clothes. But I think my passion for clothing just evolved more, while I was in corporate, and then while I started putting on and wearing the jackets.
Yeah. And you found that there was a niche. Obviously, you were dissatisfied with what was readily available.
Yeah, I found that niche, and I saw that there's also a very big perception, or a false perception, about African brands and poor quality. And that's where our emphasis on quality came into being, as well as the innovation, the sophistication, the modernization of African print, to bring new flavor into it. And that's where, it got me thinking to say, okay, maybe we can bring something totally different and new into the market, something more contemporary.
Yeah. Okay, and it is Youth Month, and we know that there is sometimes despondency or people just feeling helpless and uninspired. And yet, you took an opportunity. I'm sure you didn't necessarily have all the ducks in a row, the resources and knowing the plan, or how this is going to map out. What is the process of just going beyond the talk to say, I'm going to do this, and literally making sure that your dream manifests?
You need to start. Procrastination has killed a lot of dreams. And I think a lot of people say, well, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. You just need to start. And sometimes, which is always not the most logical thing to do, you need to leap before you look. You just need to leap before you look. And then if you're a wolf, you'll come out leading the pack. And if not, you'll follow the pack. But if your desire is strong enough, eventually you'll lead the pack. So the first and most important thing you just need to do, you need to just do it.
All right. No, and I think that's very important motivation for young people. But you are on chepa.co.za and your local store. For people based in Johannesburg or even travelers, tourists that will be coming to the city, where do we get hold of you?
So we are in Midrand. We are at 44 Richards Drive. It's very close to Gallagher Convention Center. On Google Maps, you just type in Chepa Streetwear, you'll find us there. And our customers are always welcome. We've got a nice chill spot outside where they can sit and relax, and they can also come into the store and shop and interact with us.
Yeah, and your range covers all gender, you know, and taste as well. Do you do formal wear for those that are a little bit more conservative, or is it largely streetwear?
We do formal wear. We do it as per order because there's some customers who love our finishing and quality. And then they would then say, look, I've got this item, but then I'm going to this function, this event, you know, and I want something specific. And then we're able to make to order and tailor to your specific needs to make sure that you get the quality that you want.
Yeah. And competition, I mean, in this space, as you were saying, we're in a digital space now. How do you manage to stand above the rest?
We innovate. Innovation is very, very key, and you need to be able, we read the market as well. There's a lot of brands that are coming up, very beautiful brands. And I think that's something so unique about South Africa, per se, because there's so much creativity. So we try and be creative as much as possible. The collaboration we're doing with Lucky Star is also very strategic. An important collab for us, and it allows us to also be able to innovate. There's a lot more products that's coming out of this collaboration. This is just the first of it. It's going to also bolster the fashion space, conscious shopping space, as well as the contribution to employment, as well as you know, just increase our frequency and eyes on the brand.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. I could chat with you all day, but thank you so much, Dumi Mahlangu, for joining us. He's the co-founder and managing director of Chepa Footwear, or rather Streetwear, co-founded and managed by Dumi Mahlangu. You can go ahead to Chepa, chepa.co.za, or you can find them in Midrand. And you were saying the address is?
44 Richards Drive, Unit 8, Leo Gym Business Park. Soon we'll have a store where our customers can be able to come into a much bigger, popular mall.